favors the chalkboard. I feel like that's going to be functional but also fun for your son.
Yeah, love it.
Well, you ready to see the sunroom?
Yes.
Okay, let's go check.
Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. A little bit different start to the vlog. That was Roth, my big boy. He's about 24 pounds and all muscle too. There's no fat on that guy. As you can tell from the backgrounds back here, we're down in the basement. It's Monday. We actually got started on this week's projects last night. I actually had some energy when we got back into town. Was at till about 11:30. This week it's going to be nothing, no major prop build at all. It's just basically finishing off a bunch of little stuff. Here in a segment or two, we're going to be out in the shop finishing up the boxes for the projectors. Okay, I'll run you through what we're going to do on that. I've got to get a stand made for the donation box, so we've got that. Last night I was working on these, and these are my Scuba Boo boards. I've got 12 of them all together. These are a 4-button control board I use to either run props or control different aspects of each display. A couple of these run just lighting and a fog machine and gives me music and sound and my props and whatever. And what I ended up doing this year is last night I went through and we tested all the boards, made sure all the boards were working, and then I reset them. And what I mean by resetting is I had these programmed for the displays. We've used the same program for a couple of years, and every time I go to plug these things on, and adjust things or whatever, the props are firing. And I know that sounds weird because I want the props to fire, but they're firing while I'm trying to hook things up and whatever, and I'm getting hit with things. That and timing on some of the stuff wasn't quite right anyway, so I went and I reset these so they're not programmed, and it's real easy to do. Another thing we're doing too is we are going to be revamping the music. These boards have a built-in MP3 player that plays an ambient soundtrack and then a different track when the props and stuff are activated. We've been using the same sounds for ages, so this year we're revamping all the sounds. So that's something I've been working on. I'm going to be working on in the evenings. We've got a couple other small projects that you'll get some footage of. I know you got kind of a wonky camera angle there, sorry. I'm good at wonky camera angles. You guys should be used to that now. But we got a couple other small projects we're going to be working on this week too. Getting ready for a haunt build. Like I said, today is Monday. Next week, sorry, putting the Scuba Boo board away. Next Monday, the vlogs are taking on their yearly special flavor. In other words, we are going into daily vlog mode as of next Monday. I'm talking about now because some of you only watch the first portion of the vlog and don't watch the whole thing. Let's see, what is the date today? Today is September 18th when I'm filming this clip. Monday. We go into daily vlog mode September 25th, which is next Monday. We are going to possibly do something a little different with the vlogs themselves on how I get them to you. As usual, they'll be posted up on my YouTube channel. Just look for Rameth Latal or Haunted Tents. Most of my vlogs are tagged Haunted Tents, and you'll get Rameth Latal's channel, so you can subscribe to me. And why I'm thinking of subscribing, I'm sitting at 915 subscribers. If we can get my subscriptions up to 1,000 on my YouTube channel, we will be by October 4th, I will be holding a subscriber contest, but only if we hit the magic number of 1,000. October 4th is coming up, about 2 weeks away, so I need 75 subscriptions. Get out there and subscribe, folks, if you want some free stuff. But back to the vlogs on Facebook. The daily vlogs will be put up every day on the YouTube channel. I normally share them over onto my Haunted Tents page and then share them to different group pages and stuff, which means you're getting 30 vlogs in 30 days. And it's getting kind of spammy. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, while the vlogs will be posted up on my Haunted Tents page each day, I think what I'm going to do is when I go to share it to groups, I am going to create one post, and I'm going to post each daily vlog to that post. So if you're viewing this over on the Northwest Haunters Association page, Haunters Hangout, Dead with Dave, Extreme Halloween, any of the others I normally post my vlogs to, keep an eye on the threads I start in there, because there's going to be one thread with 30 videos in it. Makes it easier to find. Okay, Kaylee is bugging me out in the shop. She wanted to be on video. What do you want to do, Kaylee? Huh? What do you want to do? Huh? You going to say hello? Huh? You going to say hello? Huh? You going to say hello? He's got to get on camera one way or the other. Anyway, we're out here in the shop, just unloading the car a bit and getting the supplies out I need to finish the video boxes. But anyway, the parts and the video boxes I'm talking about are these. You saw me making those last week. We've got them painted and we got the plexiglass in them. They're good to go that way, but I need to get a bracket made for them. And what I'm going to use for the bracket is just some flat stock. I'm going to drill a couple of holes here in the center of it, bend the ends over, drill a hole in the end, and then we'll mount it to here. That will allow us to pivot the box left and right, or flop it up and down if need be. So I'm going to do that. We also picked up some Velcro, which will go on the bottom of the projectors and on the bottom of the box to help, secure the cameras in there. And then we got some nuts and bolts and stuff that we're going to need to attach these to those. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I need to get some holes drilled in the box on the bottom part of the box for running the cords in and for a vent hole. So, alright, a little bit later in the day, I've been working on the bracket, and I got 5 of them made up. I went and drilled, let's see if we can get the shine out of it, 1, 2, 3 holes. Now, let's see, we'll go like this and set it down. The main hole here is going to be my pivot hole. That's the first screw I'll put in. Once I get these caulked, if I need to caulk them at all, I can put a screw in on either this hole or this hole to anchor it into place so it won't move. And then up here on the end, I did another hole, which my hand just covered, which will correspond to the hole on the box there. So I can mount them to the box. All I did was cold forge them. In other words, I used my vise, a little bit of hand pressure, and a hammer, and just beat the shit out of them until I got the shape I wanted. Then used a cutoff wheel and my grinder to get them into shape. Now, I started out, I did 2 of them this way. And if you notice, the hole there to the center hole is way further apart. And I changed it up and moved the holes closer. That was a faux pas on my end of it. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, that step's done. Our next step is to get into the boxes there and get all the plexiglass out. And then we're going to start, getting the brackets mounted to them. But I also need to get a hole drilled for the power cord, speaker wire, and the ventilation hole drilled into all 5 boxes, and then we can start mounting these things up. End of the day out here in the shop on a Monday. Got some good progress made. Got the brackets on the boxes. Okay. And I went and I drilled 2 holes. One here. I should say use this one because there's light. There's one here and one here. This one is for the cords. That one's for the ventilation. This one will also probably act as ventilation too, which will work good. Okay. I'm going to call it quits out here today. When I got done doing the brackets on the boxes, I went and touched them up a little bit with some paint here and there. I'm going to let them dry overnight. I should say, while I like the functionality of these brackets, because you can twist them and tilt them and everything else, you know, your item, you know, while they're hooked up to the bracket. The one thing I hate is to install the bracket. You have to take the box off because you can't get to the screw holes down at the on the bottom of the bracket with a drill to mount the dang bracket. And I always hated that. But, you know, the fact that the boxes can be tilted up and down, or you can swing them side to side, I do like. But anyway, tomorrow we'll get out here on this part of the project. We got to get the plexiglass cleaned, reinstalled, and I am going to set up one of them in here. We'll do a test with it. I want to see how the cameras react with the plexiglass. Shouldn't have any problem, but you know, I want to double check and see. The only other thing I need to do with the project, other than putting the plexiglass back in, is I went and got some 2-inch Velcro, 2-inch wide Velcro. And I'm going to stick a piece to the box and the other piece to the camera, so I can just stick the cameras in there and have them hold. I'll do that when I go to put the cameras up. So for right now, this is just going on the shelf until I'm ready to install the boxes and the cameras in there. So for the most part, this project's done. Tomorrow I'm going to get out here. I've got one of these boxes that goes on the front porch. For the projection on the front porch. I'm going to make a stand for it that I can mount the bracket to and mount the camera to. Last year we stacked up a bunch of boxes and I was afraid we were going to hit the boxes and knock the camera all over the place. So I'm going to make a stand for that. And I got to get the donation box out here. We're going to get its stand put together. Not a very long project on either end, so we'll have those done tomorrow. Right now, like I said, we're done out here. I'm going to move into the house. I've got some work on the computer with the Scooby-Boo boards. I got to get the sound effects for the Scooby-Boo boards put together and installed, and I'm being sniffed. I got a dog in here sniffing me. Why are you sniffing me? I'm not a chew toy, though she likes to try to use me as a chew toy. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get the Scooby-Boo boards done tonight, and I need to get the music together for the queue line. Welcome to another exciting day in the wacky world of RAM. We're out in the shop. It's Tuesday. I'm sure I checked the calendar today just to be sure. We're out in the shop. I've got the donation box out here. Today we are going to work on the base for the donation box and get that totally finished up. As well as we're going to work on these. We got them all together. I've got another stand I need to make for one of them that sits up on our front porch. Both of them are quickie projects. And then if I get it all done, I'll set the screen up here and we'll try test fitting one of the boxes on the new stand I'm going to make. Put a projector in it and we'll test to see how the projectors work. One of the projectors works in one of the boxes. So that's our plan of attack for today. Now to start off, I've got a 4x4 post. It's been sitting in my stockpile out, so I'm going to bring that in. I got to get it cut to fit. And we got to do the feet. And I have some old treated 2x6s we're going to whack off to use as feet for the stand. And then I've got to attach, see if I can get it picked up here, this bracket to the bottom of the box and get it set up on the pole. So this will slide down over, and I've got to drill a hole in it so I can put a pin through it so people can't just pick it up off the pole and take off with it. Well, there's just not enough room in here to get it all in, but basically there you go. There's a stand I made, simple stand. I left the legs out long because some of the pumpkins we get, the giant pumpkins, are fairly fat. And I can trim those up if need be, but we like the idea of having them just for the weight. Now when we get the giant pumpkins, we'll cut a hole in the bottom and top of it and just slide it right down over the pole, and that will hide the base of the pole. Box is kind of centered. Only two other things I need to do is right now I just got the bracket mounted to the pole. The box is just sitting up there. I got to mount the bracket to the bottom of the box. And then we're going to paint the pole black. The box is off. Now, like I said, the bracket's just sitting on there. I did take a carriage bolt, drilled a hole in the bracket all the way through, so this slides in. Without the carriage bolt, the bracket just lifts right off. So every night we just got to go in there and basically slide the pin in. And it takes a little bit of wiggling to get it to line up. And it's easier with two hands. I want it semi-difficult. And if it becomes a problem, I can put a nut on the other end, just finger tighten it so people can't pull the pin. So, and I'll probably end up doing that anyway. But for right now, I need to pull that pin out, take the bracket out. I had the box up there. I don't know if this is going to show or not. Yeah, it does kind of. You can see my lines. I marked where the box is going to sit on the pole. That way I can attach the bracket to the thing. I just got to drill a couple of holes to mount the bracket onto that. And we'll be ready for paint and clear coat. Okay, there we go. It's, for the most part, finished. Like I said in the last clip, I need to paint the stand black, and then we're going to clear coat the box, which I'll be doing a little bit later today. I am going to do an adjustment on the bracket down here on the bottom. Right now I've got a pin going through there, which makes this kind of rockety up top here. So I think what we're going to end up doing, I just have the bolt sitting in there. I'm going to get a wing nut to put on the back side of it. That way I can tighten it down. That will keep it hopefully from not rocking as much. And if it does rock, since I keep my cordless drill with me out in the hunt all the time, I'll walk the hunt and I'll find damage and I need a screw or something. The bracket here has some holes drilled into. I can pop a screw in there, a couple of screws to help anchor it down if need be. I'll worry about that once we install in the hunt. It takes 2 seconds. But I am going to get a wing nut for the other end of it over here to tighten it down, and that will hopefully secure it to the post a little bit better. But other than paint and clear coat, I'm calling the project done. And like I said, it'll get painted and clear coated later. Katie wanted to be on camera. Yeah, look at that tail go. Huh? Yeah, you like being on camera. You gonna give everybody a kiss? A kiss? Are you gonna give everybody a kiss? No. I don't kiss strangers, Dad. There's my frame. And you notice I got one of the brackets on. I was just going to mount the box. I remembered I didn't show you the stand. Real simple, real easy stand. You know, perfect for what I need it to do. This will be sitting up on the front porch by the window, aimed out at the screen. So no one's going to be near it or around it at all. So it should be okay. I've got one screw going into the post. That's all it's really needed. And it allows me to swivel it, you know, a little bit if I need to. And then once I get the box in there, I'll be able to tip the box wherever. I got done making that. And as usual, had a huge mess out here. So I went and took some time and cleaned the shop. Tables are all clean. I even cleaned out underneath a couple of the tables. This table was the worst. That's my main table. But while I was at it, I did a little bit of haunt prep. I had stuff underneath the table and in my wood pile that I needed for the haunt. Basically, all my bracing and stuff. I picked up a new bundle of it the other day. And I'm glad I did, because that's all the old bracing I had left. And that's only a fraction of what I need in the haunt. Plus, I had some old 2x2s stuck back in the wood pile. So I pulled that out, too, while I was cleaning. But right now, we're going into movie night mode. somewhat. I'm going to get the box set up on the stand, and then we're going to test it to see how the projectors work on the inside of it. And I'll give you some footage of that. Okay, we're in the shop. I'm not sure if this is showing or not, but this is off the Atmosphere FX Bone Chiller collection. It's one of the files I have programmed for the for this particular camera or projector, which will be out in our graveyard this year. And I know you can't see it overly clear. It's because it's still a little bright in here. Plus the screen is not laying flat either. I've just got it hung up off the hooks off my tools. Now I don't know if you're getting the sound. We'll get a little bit closer. But I got the box here. Sound's not coming from there at all. It's coming from this little guy right here. It's a Bluetooth speaker I got for 15 bucks. I bought 3 of them on eBay, and they're rechargeable. That's full blast, however. So not quite as loud as the powered computer speakers that we use, but this will be good enough, I think. I just gotta make sure my ambient noise off the Scooby-Doo boards isn't any louder. Anyway, give you a little bit more footage. Now I'm going to get the lights turned on. We'll leave that on. Oh, New Orleans. God's Flesh, I left this in for you. So Mark Ordine, if you're seeing this, this one's for you, bro. You're in our graveyard this year. There we go. She's in there. I need to dust it off a little bit. She fits just fine. The only thing I need to do is put the Velcro, like I've said in the past, on the thing to monitor it. But real easy. I can tip it down. I can tip it up as needed, and I can pivot it. So, works fine. I got a little more room in the back there. I could slide it back further if need be. So, I'm saying this part of the this project's done, except for the Velcro. I'm not going to show you, showing you putting Velcro on. And like right now, they're playing on the wall. There you go. Just tilt the box down just a little bit. Well, we're done out in the shop. Projects I had to do out there, for the most part, done and over with. I still need to get wing nut for the bolt that's securing the donation box. Rest of my projects, for the most part, for this week are going to take place down here in the mini Dragon's Lair workshop. I haven't used that term very much this season. We're revisiting a project I did for a customer earlier on in the season, and it's the puck lights. Now, if you remember, when I originally vlogged these, I did 2 different versions of the puck lights. One, I went and took caulking and filled the back of them, so it was more of a flush fit. And then I went, and on the first batch, I went and attached these wood discs to the back of the pucks. And I did up 5 of them. A green, red, yellow, blue, or actually I should say a flickering yellow, blue, and white. And I didn't like the look of them, and I went with the putty version. The original pucks I did with the wood disc on the back, I kept down here. And I just got down, I took the wood pucks off, or the wood discs off. I'm going to go ahead and backfill them so I can use them. What I'm attempting to do, remember right, my friends over at Powwow Crafts we've been trading produce for skulls. I've got 20 skulls, or actually 19 skulls, so I need 19 pucks to light them up, doing different colors and stuff. And I've got just enough spare parts to do it if I used the original pucks I made. So we're going to sit here and I'm going to make a couple of red, a couple of green, a couple of blue, and a couple of flickering yellows to go on those skulls. That way those skulls are lit up. Okay, we made some good progress last night. It's going on about 9 in the morning over here. And we're down in the basement. Last night I went and I stayed up to about midnight. Got all the pucks assembled and got them puttied in the back. The caulking's almost totally dry. It's dry enough now to where I can install them, but it's still kind of soft. I gotta be careful not to push on it too much or I'll dent it. But we've got 19 of these skulls. A few there. I got a few in that box. Got a few more up there in that box. I've got to start going through and prepping. Basically that means I need to use my drill with a masonry bit and drill a small hole here in the back for the wiring for the pucks to stick out of. And I need to check the holes there, make sure they're big enough for the pucks. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So I'll be using my Dremel to grind them out. But the way that's going, I'll have the skulls done today, which will be nice, and then we can move on to another small project. Okay, I'm sitting here working away, just about finished with the project, and I forgot to show you kind of what they look like. You can kind of see the red glow coming out of there. It's a little bright. The red's one of the darker colors, but I've got them lit, and they're working. Ended up with 19 skulls total. They all have pucks in them. And what I am doing now to finish them off is I'm putting these on there. Now I just hook my power line up to there and I can plug them in and out and interchange them if need be. So I'm going through all 19 putting these on. I've only got that many more left to do over there. And we have a mushroom. This was the last item I've gotten from my friends over at Powwow Crafts. And yes, I'm messing around with it. I'm going to add some lights to it. In fact, I just got done putting lights on there. I just got to get them all wired and then glue the stock to the cap. But what I'm doing is some of the RGB striping on it. And I'm not using the correct ones. This is going to be outside. There's going to be moisture and stuff in the air. You should really use the waterproof ones in order to do this. And I've got some. Problem is the waterproof ones are so stiff I could not get to bend around the cap the way I wanted to. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do now that I have these on here. I could go back over the top with it and seal it. And I was thinking caulking, clear caulking, but the only problem is the caulking would interfere with, or silicone would interfere with the lights, the brightness and stuff. It would dim them down. So I am going to have to think, or maybe one of you guys might have a suggestion. I don't know. But anyway, I got the lights in, and let's see, where's the cord at? There's the cord. I left some excess on the cord. I've got to get the control box for them in here and wired up in through the hole there. Then I can cement that into place, and we'll be pretty much done. This is a quickie project. That doesn't look half bad. I've got it on a flashing pattern right now, but it's not too bad. And with the lights in there, I can go to different colors, what have you. And we can do different patterns. Put it on white and just have it flash. Looks kind of like a strobe light when I do that. So, anyway, there you go. One mushroom. Carefully turn this over. I got it set to red. Here's my power wire. Here's the sensor for the remote. And the control box is down inside. So not too bad. It was real simple and easy to do. The most nerve-wracking part was drilling the holes. There was 2 holes I had to drill in to the stem, and I was afraid I was going to shatter the stem. That was the only nerve-wracking part, but it came out pretty good. So these here, if you don't know what that is, that's your cigarette lighter out of the car. And I bought these off of eBay. I bought eBay to run my cameras. I want to be able to hook my cameras up to my power box to run. So what I did, I bought these. I've got to redo the plugs on the end of them, and then I'm going to basically just cover this with electrical tape to keep everything together and kind of seal it up a little bit. Now these here are kind of nice. If you've got this type of adapter on anything that you want to power something off of in your haunt, you can just wire one of these into your low voltage system. The nice thing is they come with a jack that plugs into it to do USB. So you can plug a USB item into it. Now I'm not going to be using those, at least not this year. I don't have anything I can use them on. And I only need 4 of them, but I've got 5, so I'll have an extra one if need be. So right now, I'm just going to sit down here and quickly wire these up. Okay, latest project done. Took me about, a half hour, if that. Got it all wrapped. I went and cut the rings off that were on the end of the wires and installed those. And I can put my wire in there and unplug it and stuff if necessary. And they work. I've had the cameras plugged into it already. Here we go. Red light came on. Cameras work. So that project's done. Now I can hang the cameras in my haunt. Use their power cord to power it. Just need to run the wire from here over to my power box. And she's good to go. Word of warning, I just took the selfie stick off. Tired of messing with the damn thing while I'm trying to work on the workbench and show you stuff. My last major project for today, and semi-major, windshield wiper motors. I've got 3 of them. I ordered them earlier this summer. I need 1 for my ship's wheel, 1 for my bouncing spider, and 1 for my monster in the crypt. The bouncing spider, monster in the crypt, those are easy to install. The ship's wheel can get a little difficult because I got to redo the linkage as well. But I'll worry about that later. I don't know if I'll get to it today or tomorrow, or when we're in the process of putting it out. But I do have a small project I need to do with the windshield wiper now, and that is putting this in. It's called a pulse width modulator. And what you can do is on these windshield wiper motors, with all the different wires here, they've got 2 different speeds. They've got a fast speed, which has the most torque, and a slow speed, which is a lot less torque. Depending on, what you're doing, how much weight you're trying to lift or move or whatever, you can pick the 2 speeds. This allows you to set your item at the 12 volt, or at the fast speed, sorry, brain freeze there. But lets you set it at the fast speed so you have the maximum torque, but you can slow the arm down so it moves a lot slower, or barely at all, or have it wide open so you have, but you don't lose your torque, So it's a nice little adjustment for the windshield wiper modes instead of just having fast and slow. Okay, there's the wiper motor, there's the switch. I've got it hooked up to power and in the off mode now. Now it's on. Now that's the normal speed underneath a high torque 12 volt. Now if I turn the knob, you'll notice it's slowing down. It hasn't lost any of its torque, aka strength, it's just moving slower. And you can get down to a nice creep. So you can go nice and slow with it if you want. You can go even a little slower yet. And it still has all the same strength and torque as when it does when it's running fast. That's what these little switches do. And that's kind of what I want. That's about the speed I'm going to need it at for my ship's wheel, to move my ship's wheel. The others will be running almost full bore. I'll be able to adjust it, you get different effects and stuff with it. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. My next step is I've got to get the plugs on the end of the wires here so I can plug them in. That won't take too long. And then this step will be done. Oh, hey people, been outside for quite some time, battling the clouds. And it looks like they're getting ready to stack up. We got a little bit of blue sky there. A couple of minutes ago, it looked like it was going to thunder and lightning on us. Been out here for a while. Went through, we started out front. All the stuff in the gardens, including the roses, have been clipped. We've got things weeded. So those are ready for Monday and stuff. We got the front yard and the backyard mowed. So we're technically ready to start putting tents up. And I could start doing it today if I wanted to. But with us being out of town over the weekend, I don't want the tents up when I'm not home. Just, in case of windstorms or something. There's no one here to tend to the tents. But anyway, that was 2 projects done, the mowing and the gardens. The gardens I had help with Morgan and Sue on it, which I'm thankful for. Now, I've got Kaylee out here. We took about 45 minutes off and had some play time, some me time, huh, Kaylee? Our next project is out here, and I want to try to get it done before it starts raining. And it's that. All of that. All my skins are stacked up. They're all mixed up, So I need to get all this stuff moved, and we're going to take an hour or two, start pulling skins out, and we're going to do stacks of each type of skin. Usually I do this once we start setting up the haunt, and it takes me an hour to 2 hours to get back here and sort out the skins, which is 1 to 2 hours in the haunt not getting done. So this year I've got time today to do it. We're going to do the sorting and stuff today. That way when we start building on Monday, I just come back, grab what I need, and go. Okay, we've got all the panels unstacked, separated in their own individual piles. We've got gypsy display, water room, clown hallway, spider hallway, and then over here we've got witch and photo, the photo hallway. Now, 2 I didn't show was this one here. We call this one our cemetery pattern. And this one used to be the torture chamber, and we've been kind of using it in the pirate. There are catch-all panels, both the stone and the cemetery. In other words, if I have leftovers, we put them into our floater displays, like our video courtyard or the photo op. Or if we start running out a little bit, here and there, I can, mess around with the panels inside the haunt and then add these to it to kind of fill gaps. All these panels I just showed you, I've been hand carving them over the last 3-4 years. It's been about 4 years, 5 years actually. Some years I do just 1 pattern, other years I'll do 2 patterns. I still need to do a specific pattern for the pirate display and for the floater displays, the courtyard and the photo op. Haven't gotten to those yet. Plus I need to get back in and do some repair work because of her. Last year she fell in love with foam. She shredded a bunch of different patterns on me. So I've got to remake some of the wall panels. I've got a few of them. When I made them, I only did 30 panels. Later on, as I got further into the project, I found 40 was a better number because then I was guaranteed to have enough to do the displays. So I've got to go back through some of these, get a count on them, which I've got to do anyway. And I'll explain that one here in a sec. And remake panels to make sure each pattern has 40. So I still got a lot of foam carving to do yet over the years. Now, I mentioned about getting a count on these. If you guys remember several vlogs back, I showed you my maps and stuff that I drew out on my haunt. I got to count on how many of my partition walls I was going to need. I forgot to count how many of each panel I was going to need for each display, so I could see what I had left over and extra. The last project for this vlog is a storage locker in here. I need to get it cleaned out. All my farmer's market stuff that we use at the farmer's market goes in that back corner Sunday night when we get home. Kind of hard to do that with all the tents in here, and I'm going to need all the tents on Monday. So that means I got to clean this out so I can play musical chairs with things. I'm tired. I'm wore out. But I can now get in here into that corner. The black thing's from one of the old arches we used to use at the entrance and exit to the haunt. And that only takes a couple of seconds to move. But we're pretty much ready. We can get stuff in here now. Shop's kind of cleaned up. The bags there we use for hauling corn for the markets. I got to get those cleaned up and put away. I can do that Sunday. It's quick stuff. I got the tent top for the big 20 by 20 and the rest of my 10 by 10s out. I've got 4 tents there on the 10 by 10s. I got 2 more in the cars. So I've got 6 of the 10 by 10s and then the big 20 by 20 that we put up. But anyway, that's it. We're going to call the vlog. I've got a couple of more projects to do. I'm not going to get to them today. I'm running out of energy. I've got to get up in the attic and clean the attic up. I still got Christmas stuff all over the place. I can't get to the Halloween. And I got to drag out all the Halloween stuff downstairs to where we can get our hands on it and move it out into the haunt when we're ready. I don't have the energy for that either. One last note, and I said earlier, I'd mention it again. Facebook. When we start doing the daily vlogs, when I'm posting the vlogs to different groups. So if you're watching this over at Northwest Haunters, West Coast Haunters Convention, Dead with Dave, Extreme Halloween, whatever. Keep an eye on that topic or that thread. I'll be posting all the vlogs to that thread. Our Haunted Tents page will have all the vlogs, individually. So you either go through the Haunted Tents page or watch the threads. With that, I know this is an extremely long vlog. I haven't done a vlog this long in ages. So I thank you for your patience in watching. With that, stay spooky, stay toxic.